Hi, dear students. I have an interesting opening for you. The Italian opening. Some of you already know it. If you don't know it, then it is time to learn. So let's get started. You move the pawn forward 2 squares. This is the king's pawn opening. What are we doing with this? We open up for our bishop and we open up for our queen. So the two pieces can come out. What else are we doing it? We occupy the center and we attack the d5 square. That's what we're doing with that move. Okay, so what should black do? Black should do the same. Play the pawn from e7 to e5. And with that, opening up for the bishop and opening up for the queen so they can come out. And the pawn occupies e5 and control the d4 square, attacking the d4 square. So that's how you start with the king's pawn opening. And now what do? We play knights before bishops. This is a knight. This is a bishop. You play the knight before the bishop. So knight to f3. What are we doing with this? We develop a piece uh, and we attack the pawn. It is not good to play your knight to the side of the board. This is not good to do this. This is a bad move. I will mark the knight red so you can see that's not a good idea. You play the knight to f3 so that you can control the central squares. We control e5 and we control d4. That's very important. Now black should respond to this, and black respond by playing the knight to c6, and with that protecting the pawn that the white knight is threatening to capture. So if white captures, you will capture back. I'm not saying that you should play like that. I'm just showing you what can happen if you capture the pawn. Many players, when I show them this, and then when they play the game, then they actually go and capture the pawn. You are not supposed to capture it. You're going to lose your knight. Look at this. If you take your knight and you capture the pawn, you must consider that your opponent can capture back, and then you lose a knight for a pawn. See, you gave this knight by taking this pawn. You gave away your knight because the opponent captures your knight. That is not good for your game, and you should not play the knight a second time. Okay, I hope that is clear, and I don't want to see such moves again because I've seen it happening many times, or too many, too often. So now what should white do? White should develop his bishop, and this bishop attacks the weakest point in the black camp, which is the f7 square. It's only protected by the king, and that's why it's the weakest spot in the starting position. So now, what do we do for black? We also play our bishop out. And this bishop also aims at the weakest spot, f2. And before black can attack that weakest point, we castle away. And now our rook protects the f2 square. You should not be scared. So here, it is black's turn, and now black can play knight to f6. And what should we do? Black is attacking our pawn on what? On e4, and we can protect it with pawn to d3, opening up for our bishop, or alternatively, we can also protect the pawn by playing our knight to what? We play our knight to c3, protecting the pawn. So if black captures, we can capture back. Only if, then we can capture back. If the opponent doesn't capture, then it is all good. And for the black player, please do not capture this pawn. It is too much that you're giving away. You cannot give away a knight for a pawn. It's bad business. It's not good to trade like that. Okay. How do we continue with this position after knight to c3? Then black should also castle. And now we can see that the position looks similar. You can literally fold the chessboard in half and see that it's uh, the same arrangement of pieces on the white side. Then we have the arrangement of pieces on the black side. It's the same. If you fold the board, you will see it's exactly the same. So what do we do here? After black castles, now we finish with the development of our king side. This is the king side. Okay, we've developed our king side. Now we must develop our queen side, the other side of the board where you find the queen in the middle of the board. This is the queen side. You need to develop the queen side pieces. We have the bishop that we need to get out, and we have to play the queen out as well, and we need to play this pawn forward so that we can bring our bishop out. And black is doing the same, playing the pawn to d6. Please take note, you do not push your pawn all the way to d4. It is a mistake, my dear student. You are going to lose this little pawny, and you cannot capture back because then you're going to lose more. If you take, then black will take, and if you take with your queen, you lose your queen, and we can just see that black is winning. If you count the pieces and the material, you will see black will have more pieces. You shouldn't go into that trading. You should, in the first place, not push your pawn to d4. It is not a good idea. Why not? Let me show you why not. Because black has a pawn, a bishop, and a knight attacking that square. So do not push your pawn all the way to d4. I repeat, do not push your pawn all the way to d4. Only play your pawn to d3 to protect your bishop on c4 and protect your pawn on e4. That's it. And open up for your bishop on c1 so that it can come out and develop. And then black does the same, pawn to d6. And now we develop our bishop to g5. What are we doing with this move? We are attacking the knight and the queen. We are attacking two pieces, and you have to be very careful here. Many young players will make a mistake after say it's black's turn. Now black should play the bishop to e6. And now if the knight jumps to d5, you have to be very careful. Do not, I repeat, do not use your knight to capture the other knight. If you do this, your queen is gone. The queen is 9 points. Some would say, but I am also getting something. Yes, you're getting the bishop. So you're losing out. The bishop is 3 points. The queen is 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. So black is losing 6 points. It's not a good move. So please do not take this knight with your knight. You cannot move this knight. You must leave it on f6. The best move to capture, or the best move to play, is bishop captures on d5. Then white will capture back with the bishop. And again, please do not capture this bishop on d5 with your knight. What will happen? You will lose your queen. Your queen will be captured by the bishop. Okay? So please, I've seen this mistake being made many, many times in many, many games because we do not pay attention. We are so eager to move our pieces, and we are so eager to capture the opponent's pieces, and we are not paying attention. You see, you play chess and you want to win. Now, if you want to win, you must try not to make so many mistakes. Mistakes can be made when you move pieces to squares where they can be captured. Other mistakes are being made when you move pieces that protects others or cover other pieces, like the knight is covering the queen. You see, the knight, this knight is covering the queen. It shields the queen. But if you move it away, if you move this knight away, here or wherever, your queen will be captured. So please do not move that knight if the bishop is here. pay attention. Look what your opponent is doing and think about your move. And another thing, do not touch your pieces. If you touch your pieces, you will be forced to play them. And then you're going to lose pieces. So be very careful. So after the knight goes to d5, then black has to capture with the bishop. Because if you don't, for example, if you play pawn to h6 here, then you're going to lose the game. It will take a little bit longer, but now your king side will be damaged. White will simply capture your knight on f6. And it is check. You cannot capture the bishop now. You cannot, because the knight gives check to the king. You have to now take with the pawn, and then the opponent takes with the bishop, and now your king side is damaged. You have double pawns. This knight will jump to h4, then to f5, and then the queen will come to g4 and deliver checkmate on g7. You have to be very careful, because now you move the knight, the rook, you move the rook to e8. Otherwise, the opponent will capture the rook. So you have to be so careful. Okay, so let's not make that mistake. So this is the first variation of the Italian after bishop g5, bishop to e6. Here, white can play knight to d5, or white can play the bishop back to b3, just to take it away from the center. This is the second time that you play the bishop, but that was important. And black should not capture this bishop, okay? It's not a good idea, because remember, when the knight comes, you have to take it with the bishop. So do not capture the bishop on b3. Okay, so what should we do then, coach? Yes, all you have to do is develop your pieces. Also take note, your queen needs to move to e7 and not to d7. Let me rather change the color there. Your queen should not move to, sorry. Your queen should move to e7. Your queen should not move to d7. Why not? If you play your queen to d7, the opponent will capture your knight on f6, and then you will have to capture back, and then again, your king side will be damaged, and this fight will be open, and the opponent will launch a quick attack and give checkmate to your king. So be very careful. You always have to keep your king safe. So the queen should not run away. It should not run away to e8 and run away to d7. Of course, I know it's a pin and it's annoying and it's dangerous, but you must leave your queen on this diagonal. Queen must go to e7. Why? Because if the opponent captures your knight, you can capture back with the queen. That's why you leave your queen on e7, so that you don't capture with the pawn. Yes, we taught you to capture with the smallest piece in value first, but here you should not do that, because you want to keep your king side intact. You do not want to ruin your king side. So be very careful with this line. Okay, so this is one way of playing it. Queen to e7 and then queen to d2. Take note, white can play the queen to d2 because there's no bishop here attacking the knight. If the bishop was here, then it would not have been a good idea. Okay. And so our development is complete. Why? Because our rooks are linked, and also here on top, the rooks are linked for the black side. When there's no pieces between the two rooks, then you have completed your development, my dear students. Thank you. This is the first section of it. We will do the second section right now. Thank you.